chosen, so I won't hold you in this rhythm. Oh, oh, you inherit your kingdom peace. Be born again and reject the mark of the beast. 33 years he's been a coming. You've been waiting on his day coming. Now you can hold me. No, it may be too late and you've already chosen, so I won't hold you in this rhythm. Oh. Years it's been a coming. You've been waiting for his day coming. Now you can hold me. Now we're going back into no thing.
Greater light.
That's your promise to me, though. I'm not guilty by all their reasons. Insanity and innocent in all seasons. But listen, no, I'm not guilty by all the reasons. I'm innocent in all seasons. Oh, I am the beginning of mother's love. Before the wombs and mothers of, they still don't know. You are going to return all love back to me. All to me, all of me. Return my love back to me. Oh, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Let my side back to me. Oh, I know you never in a moment forsook me. So I say, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Let my side bring it all back to me. I know you never in a moment forsook me. Keep your promise you made to me, so every tongue can confess and every daughter on bended knees. Oh yeah, Lama said back to the knees. Lama said, but that be those in denial. Confess those who are rivals. Confess those in bed with the deceiver, innocent love unbridled. Confess on bended knees. Before you inherit your kingdom peace, be born again and reject the mark of the beast. 33 years he's been a coming. You've been waiting on his a coming. Now you can hold me. No, it may be too late and you've already chosen, so I won't hold you in this rhythm. Oh, oh, you inherit your kingdom peace. Be born again and reject the mark of the beast. 33 years he's been a coming. You've been waiting on his day coming. Now you can hold me. No, it may be too late and you've already chosen, so I won't hold you in this rhythm. Oh.
Greater light. 33 years he's been coming. That for me. I don't know, some of you been probably only living 20, 30, 40 years, but you've been waiting 1,000 years, huh? You've been waiting 10,000 years. You don't have to wait any longer, huh? You don't have to wait any longer. He's on his way. He's going to keep his promises to me. I don't know about you, but he's keeping them, huh? Watching him every day, step by step, huh? Making sure the word that I grew up reading is being fulfilled by every little word, huh? I'm the living word. You're the living word. We was with him from the beginning, before the foundations of all this man-made mess, huh? That's what the Bible tells me. So, greater light. Let me get this party started off right. Let me get it started off quickly, right? Come on, say it you will. He'll do the best to fulfill. He's the, hey, yeah, let me rewrite that one. My mind is God's mind, because he said so. He said, take it all in. The power of his authority is within me. That's in, is it in Matthew? Yeah, I gotta get right on where to find the scripture. It's written on my heart, and it ain't engraved in there with ink or nothing. So I pull it out in light code when I need it. My mind is God's mind. I'm always reflecting divine. He is the vine, the source, the one source above all source. Also, if he right now says, no wind, no sun, everything will cease to exist. No gravity, whatever they want to call whatever gravity is. Everything will just uh, man can do all kind of things, but they can't stop the wind. They can't stop the breath, and they can't purchase your soul without your permission. They got to get permission from the source. If you decide that they about to geo fence you in. Uh, my mind is God's mind. I'm always reflecting divine wisdom and divine intelligence. My brain symbolizes the capacity, like a sounding cymbal. We use all type of instruments, but our brain, our mind is a sounding cymbal. Mm? My brain symbolizes the capacity to think wisely and spiritually. God's ideas unfold within my mind in perfect sequence. Even though it was scattered out like a puzzle, you take a puzzle, take all the puzzle apart, shake it up, and then throw it on the table. It's still a perfect sequence. It's just scattered at the moment, in perfect sequence, so that He has kept me poised, balanced, serene, and calm. I didn't think so. Back then, when I look back over my life, I've been poised, balanced, serene, and calm to be able to be in the condition that I am right now in this frame of mind. Poised, balanced, serene, and calm because God provided the perfect solution within my DNA. Nothing that they could give me in the hospitals. No saline solution. No antibacterial. Nothing. No vaccination. Nothing that they got is better than the solution that God has for me. You can say amen. You can say Selah, whatever language you use to say, yes, God, you're a witness to what God has done for you, or gonna do for you, or will do for you. Some of you don't have nothing to say because you don't believe God even exists, You don't believe God has done anything for you. But you know what I say? God, you promise. And even if you don't believe, you're going to see God keep His promises. Every knee is going to bow. Every tongue is going to confess. Everybody's going to know who God is, above all gods, above all kings, above all lords. Mad Catter, greater light, greater light, greater light. Let me take this off right here. Whew, it is hot in here. Ain't no heat on. I'm feeling the heat. I'm feeling the heat. They got their scanners scanning the earth, getting ready to geofence people in. What's she talking about? Yep, grandma coming now. Talking about geofencing. The geofence is the mark. The geofencing is the mark of the beast. If you choose to side with what Elon them got in store, from the east, far as the east to the west of this land of whoever, if you decide you want to call yourself an Americans instead of Americans with apostrophe at the end of the S, I'm going to show you what they got planned and what they got in store. You ain't nothing but a number. You ain't nothing but a number. Your name don't even exist no more. That's where the 666 come in. Your name don't even. It was sad when you go get anybody that ever been incarcerated and realize you ain't nothing but a number, huh? You ain't nothing but a number. You in school. Yeah, our teachers was calling us by our names. So when they pull them files, you ain't nothing but a number. You want to believe in they math so bad, huh? You want to add it up, subtract, multiply, divide, huh? Well, they sure gonna make sure they got a mark with a perfect number. Geofencing from one side of the United States to the next side of the United States. And guess what they got it covered under? They got it covered under your Privacy Act. They got it covered under your Privacy Act. I want to say something in regards to my reset. The reason why I keep saying January 25th. January 25th is my reset. It's been 10 years that I've been at peace, finding my way back to me. when Dr. Malachi York came into my life. 10 years. It's been 10 years. There's a scripture about the Judeans and the Benjamins right after Solomon was blessed, but he decided he wanted to worship all kind of idols. And Asa, some say Ashe, but Asa um, was the king then. And what does Asa mean? I'm gonna tell you what Asa mean in regards to what I was thinking about and how my mind frame went when I was thinking that it's been 10 years. 10 years, and he had to be he had to once he came to the kingdom, he had to be at peace for 10 years, soul searching for 10 years before they rose up for Judah and Benjamin and the children of Israel to rise. Yeah, yeah. So here, Asa is says fitting for a king, and the Bible knows Asa as bringing spiritual and physical healing to his kingdom. That's what he did. He brought spiritual and physical healing. And the witches and the warlocks and all the beings involved that said we can't have Judah rise like that. We can't have them rise like that. They came into play with all the witchcraft. And if you was to take all this technology right now and go back in time, like I could just my own family. If I was to go to Cat Island in the Bahamas 100, 200 years ago with this technology, they would have said that I was doing witchcraft. Uh, they would have definitely took their machetes and got rid of me, huh? Probably to the fire with this witchcraft, internet witchcraft. Another meaning of Asa is hawk. In Yoruba, Asa is hawk. In Japanese, it means morning. Now, they say in other languages, one language it means hope. That's Indonesian. Another language it's wing. On the wings of love. And another language it's work. That's the Malagasy or whoever they is. I don't know. That name don't even look right. That name don't even look right. And I was gonna read, and I still made out of Second Chronicles. I was gonna read out of Second Chronicles. I still may. It just depends. I'm in a not following any type of order mood right now. I don't have nothing written out to follow and free. I just once I saw this document in Federal Register, I knew it had to be something very important. Before what's going to go down on the 9th, we have two significant dates of things that's going to happen before January 25th. And January 9th is one of them. I can't tell you exactly what's going to go on. I don't know. This stuff was written before I got here. And as much as I love to read and research stuff that, that I can't contain it all. I can't find it all. It's just so much. Oh my goodness. But it was written. Whatever's going to happen, it was written. And a lot of it that they write it in the Federal Register. So again, I may come and get to Second Chronicles. I know I'm definitely, my intent is to read from the Holy Tablets because it goes hand in hand. Huh? See you on the other side, huh? It goes hand in hand. And this is the last I actually completed the Living Soul. I didn't skip any chapters. I actually read all of the Living Soul online. I did. I've completed something. I get scattered like those puzzles. Though it's still a perfect sequence when you put it back together. It's perfect sequence when they scattered, like fractals of light, huh? But let me just go over this document. When the last time I seen a document with that many pages is when I came across the CHIPS Act. And when I came across the CHIPS Act, Mad Catter, nobody was talking about the CHIPS Act. I said, what is this CHIPS Act? Artificial intelligence hadn't gone full force like it did. The CHIPS Act was connected with artificial intelligence, Bill of Rights, the laws, the government that they was going to create with the artificial intelligence. Um, IRS and all the different plans that they had to use each person's light measuring a person's light, how much China would be able to purchase of your light. This is what the CHIPS Act law was about. And that there would be a time that you would be judged according to the CHIPS Act by your um, content of character and all of that was in the CHIPS Act, and that document was so long. And I don't remember seeing a document that long in Federal Register until just today. They got one, it's 370 something pages about your privacy, huh? Like they trying to protect particular people in the government, but they're also deciding how they're going to monitor Americans who have marked, and there be particular areas that you would go as you driving, and it can pick up automatically, get all of the information off of your phone. Now, the way they try to have it look is like they're against it, but they're actually for it. But they're only doing a certain protection for particular government entities, people in the government. But at the Americans with apostrophe at the end of the S, Americans apostrophe, it is geared to your them locking you in. It's called geofencing. Geofencing. Let me show you this document. Let me show you this document. Huh. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's also a call to war. This document. It is letting people, or the beings in higher places, know which countries are the most threat, and they have China, North Korea, and Cuba. And in so many ways, they try to make it seem like they're trying to prevent Cuba from getting your information and China from getting your information. But it's that as far as my research shows, that's just a cover up. That's the veil. I heard someone the other day talking about people use the term veil and yeah, there's a veil. They always have a veil over their the truth that they're giving us. So here we go. Let me make it a little bit larger. Just a little bit larger. Can you see that? Pretty good. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Now, all along, they've been wanting to make sure they can tag you and have access to your personal information, to the point where they did a waiver. They did 2 years of PCAST at the White House on live stream, going over being able to access your personal information and you becoming a patient of the United States of America, that each individual will somehow, and that would have been through the real ID, sign your privacy rights over. But here, before Biden leave, he want to make sure put out some documents pretending that's not what they doing. This is the confirmation that PCAST worked so hard on for those 2 and 3 years after the CHIPS Act law was released. This is a final rule. Every time it happens, I could talk about it for years. Ain't nobody paying attention. It don't matter because it's not like me talking about it is going to change. But at least more people could have awakened in time and not get left behind and have to wait for us to come back. There's gonna be those that's gonna be stuck, be like, oh man, I missed the ride. I gotta sit here and deal with this mess. We'll be back. I can tell the people who really don't believe in the word of God the way, and I'm talking about in my own realm, when they be talking things like investing and land and all that. And in the back of my mind, and these be the ones with all the theological studies and certificates and diplomas. I said to myself, I just said in my head, I was like, they really don't believe that God is on the way. Oh well. Oh well for them, huh? Because it don't matter that you don't believe. God is going to keep his promises to me. He's going to keep his promises to me. And those who've been around, been with me long enough, see it unfolding. Uh, see it unfolding. Not because I prophesied anything. Again, it was all written before I got here. It's just because I'm studying to show myself approved. That I won't be divided. Won't split me apart. Oh, before I get into this document, I had a particular revelation in regards to these beings given these medals. They always giving Denzel Washington a medal, right? And this time him, Magic Johnson, Clinton, and somebody else got it all at the same time. And I was like, what is it? I told y'all it's power in the blood. Huh? But then there's power in the name. These are things you hear in church. Power in the name, power in the blood. Huh? And never forget where you came from. That's the 3 things out of these particular beings. Because first I was like, why would Hillary Clinton get this honor? And I went and thought about her name. I looked and researched her name a little bit. I was like, okay, Rodmans, no, because she held her chest up when her husband cheated on her. Come to find out, Bill Clinton, his daddy was married like 10 times. His daddy was a straight. Uh, she would be. I didn't think she did her research before she got with him. His daddy, his name, his real daddy, his name changed. He changed his name. He took his stepfather's name, but his real daddy, that man had 10 wives, about 8 or 9 wives, a pile of children. He was a rolling stone. Anyways, back to them. She comes from some place over in the UK where some king or something. That's what it is with her. She's not the most important person to me. in that getting the medal. I just tried to figure out why. And when you do her research between her and her husband, Bill, his father, his great 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 grandfather owned a lot of the water power. And even though his name is changed, they tried to say that the Blythe bloodline, that they couldn't find any of that man's children. And I know that that's not true. Bill Clinton, that's why their names are on so much of the water power. If you go to Federal Register and you type in Clinton, there's a lot of lands named Clinton, places named Clinton. But when you look at the water power under places like Celestial Energy, and their names are on a lot of the water power. And I think that has to do with his great great grandfather. But her bloodline goes back to some kings or something in UK. So there's the blood on her side. Then Magic Johnson, I was like, well, why Magic Johnson? What? Because he was the first person to make AIDS or HIV acceptable, and it didn't matter that you was sweating and playing basketball or have a chance of getting scratched. You were safe with HIV, and I thought about stuff like that, and I was like, no, that's not it. And come to find out, the Guggenheim family. He is one of the founders of the Guggenheim family for the sports, but even the Jewish foundation of the Guggenheim family. Literally. So he's like, I don't want to even say a puppet. He has helped raise more money for the Guggenheims than anybody. So that's why he is honored with that medal. So I found that out. I was like, oh, okay, so it ain't got really nothing to do with AIDS and all that stuff. He has helped Guggenheim in their over $300 billion of worth in investments through sports programs and stuff. He's one of the head honchos. That is all good and dandy in these medals that Biden has given. But here's the kicker. Denzel Washington. Huh? Denzel Washington. I was like, what? Because he done so-called switched over and now he's going to be a minister. His father was a pastor or minister of a Pentecostal church and all that. I didn't try to do no digging and research in there. It wasn't that. I said, it got to be something more to it when you go down the history and the movies, and even as far as the movie like Carbon Copy and these movies where they did Blockbuster, and the people who were in control of the media at the time that he did particular movies like Cry Freedom and stuff. I was like, no, that's not it. His bloodline, he is actually the great, 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 great grandnephew of George Washington. That's what I found out today in my own research. His bloodline is the George Washington bloodline. Now, here's my message to Mr. Denzel Washington. His great, great, great grandfather was John Augustine Washington, George Washington's brother. Now, and they were on the land like back then. Here's my message. If you don't help people with the truth, with your bloodline being that of supposedly the first president of the United States, supposedly, right? Supposedly. And you don't help, you could go up there and stand up and preach till your balls turn blue. You going to hell. Point blank, period. That's all it is. That's all I got to say to you. It is too much of the secret society stuff and all the stuff that we have endured. And for you to have as much influence on the world, on the world. And now all of a sudden you gonna take your holy doctrine and get up there and I'm just finding this out. No, it ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it, y'all. All the roles he done played, but he ain't played his great, 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 great granddaddy, grandmama, whoever John Augustine either raped or was in love with. It had to be love. Y'all know how they done showed them movies. Benjamin Franklin was one of them. Huh? He loved his sisters. Was it Benjamin Franklin or Thomas Jefferson? One of them. Well, obviously John Augustine Washington had a thing. And he probably put a order of protection all the way down the bloodline. Now you don't feel like you done achieved all of your greatest accomplishments. You gonna go sit back in a little hole in the wall church somewhere and think it's okay. Nah, you got some explaining to do and help release people and unlock the keys so that they could be free. Don't do it. Don't do it. Anyway, enough of that world news. Oh man. So here we go. Preventing access to U.S. sensitive personal data and government related data by countries of concern or covered persons. And it's a final rule. It's a National Security Division, Department of Justice. When they say covered persons, look where Americans fall in. Preventing access to Americans' bulk sensitive personal data and United States government related data by countries of concern. Now it seemed like they're saying, yep, we are trying to stop China, Cuba, and all these different places from taking personal data of our beings. They're trying to stop these countries from getting what Biden promised and how many nanometers of trading of your light that they can purchase when they purchase your light code. That's all that is. No, that's not what it's about. I could start at the beginning of this document and go with you script for script, right? Look at all this information. Look how many pages now, 372 pages. They go over the terms human omic data. What's a human omic data? Listed identifier, how we identify who you are. Your precise geolocation data, your biometric identifiers, everything about you inside your phones and inside the technology that follows you wherever you go. Look, prohibited invasions, attempts causing violations, and conspiracies. I did a stream today, right? And I was listening to it when I first hit the live button, not because I was listening to it, because I keep reading this thing that it said when I created it. So I did this short about what's his name? Bruce Sanchez, right? And I put flat earth. And this information that I see here, I never really paid it attention that they putting it in our shorts now. And it says flat earth is an archaic and scientifically disproven conception of Earth's shape as a plane or disk. Many ancient cultures subscribe to a flat Earth cosmography, notably including the cosmology in the ancient Near East. The model has undergone a recent resurgence as a conspiracy theory, and that is inside the information in my short. That's the first time in all of the shorts. If you look, I have hundreds of shorts that they put that type of note that they usually put in our live streams up under the short. So, but I only mentioned that about conspiracy because look here in this document. Look here in this document. Anything that has to do with prohibition of evasions, attempts, causing violations, conspiracies, directing knowingly restricted transactions, authorization to conduct restricted transactions, vendor agreements, employment agreements, investment agreements, exempt transactions. They went down and made sure they covered every part of your privacy. Me and my granddaughter was just 3 days ago singing. She was humming it. And I said, you know that song? How you know that song? She said, you, grandma. So she said, I need my privacy. Yeah, yeah. So y'all know who sing that. And I was like, why that song? She said, I don't know. Now here, look at this. Privacy. They want to make sure every part of your privacy. Drug, biological product, medical devices authorization, clinical investigations, post-marketing surveillance data, determination of countries of concern, covered persons. They make sure to take covered persons plenty time. Due diligence for restricted transactions, record keepings, rejected, prohibited transactions, severability. They go over all of the different succinct statement of objectives and legal basis for rules, federalism, civil justice reform, and then they go into the Paper Reduction Act with tribal consultation with and coordination with Indian tribal governments. Ain't nobody getting left out or left behind. And what they about to do right here, telecommunication services. Then now they put that in there way in the middle at the bottom somewhere. So that's how you know it ain't just about your phone. It ain't just about your phone. It's about you. It's about you. Your background information. Oh, they go deep into the background information. They make sure they got everything covered there, right? We talking about transfer, transportation, exportation, dealing in any property in which a foreign country or national thereof has interest. They only have interest in you as the consumer for commerce. Government related data, personal data, blah, blah, blah. They keep on going. Like I said, I could go toe for toe and word for word and get you to see they talking about you. You are the supply chain protecting Americans. Talking about they protecting Americans. They want to lock you in. What is it called? The spirit of the force. They got the spirit force. The government spirit force protectors. You go type it in. It's called a dog. I used to say it so fluently. But it's some type of spirit force protectors that they got out there now up there with SpaceX. Protecting, they want to make sure you can't leave this plane when it's time to go. That's what it is, huh? Keep on going, keep on saying, grandma, that's not what they talking about. They actually just talking. Okay, look, pandemic. They're gonna throw pandemic words in here. Let's go. In addition to identifying classes of prohibited and restricted transactions that pose unacceptable risks to national security, the rule identifies certain classes of transactions that are exempt from the rule. For example, rules exempt for transactions for conduct of official business of the United States government by employees, grantees, contractors thereof, and transactions conducted pursuant to a grant contract or other agreement entered into the United States government, including those for outbreak and pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response. That's why Mr. Trump want to get rid of Doctor Who. He wants to get rid of Doctor Who, huh? He sure do. He said, I'm getting rid of the who, because they all the way on the other side of the world trying to tell us, send us uh, man-made biochemical weapons of mass destruction. I went over the list of weapons of mass destruction with y'all right here in our federal register, right here on this land. Right here on this land, a whole list of weapons of mass destruction that are biochemically created. So they saying those are exempt from personalization. You could get that. You could have that for free. Whatever pandemic we have, you can have that for free. That's not included in this sensitive data information. And then it goes, and they say this word blackmail and espionage all up and through here. They say, we know that a lot of these attacks and stuff that's going to be happening is so that they can blackmail. Blackmail who and what? Blackmail who and up? Say they only covering they journalists, descendants, huh? Like what? When I say descendants, here comes Denzel Washington. People like Denzel Washington, huh? Who have a sure right away. No, that don't say descendant, grandma. That say descendant. Nah, it say the same thing. It say the same thing. Or members of non-governmental organizations. Those are the sovereign. You like a lot of people like to use the word sovereign. You ain't sovereign because you can get it too. Marginalized communities. That's not if you're not born again. If you accept the mark of the beast, you right on this list. They not know that's not what they talking about. They go to broad scope. The broadcasters. I talked about the broads yesterday in one of my what do you call it? Broadway musicals. My Broadway musical. Did you see that Broadway musical, Mad Catter? Uh, did you see that Broadway musical that I did? Did you comprehend the Broadway musical, Mad Catter? You listen to the words or even look at the hags on there. Huh? That's based on a true story. It looked like a mythical or mythological fairy tale. Look, they got the hobbits in here. Look at this vehicle to tel- telemetry. Telemetry. They go to telephone, geolocation information, healthcare data, and this is about the U.S. citizens. Identifying information. This is their strategy. Look, as of 2024, National Counterintelligence Strategy explains, as part of a broader focus on data as a strategic resource, our adversaries are interested in personally identifiable information about U.S. citizens and other. Are they talking about all U.S. citizens or just the Americans with the apostrophe? Not American apostrophe, yes, Americans with the apostrophe. They want to be able to see, they say US citizens, they think that Cuba, China is out to get you. That sounds like a conspiracy theory to me. They say this is what China trying to do. They say this is what North Korea trying to do, this is what Cuba trying to do, and they trying to do it before the 25th. They say these and other kinds of sensitive personal data can especially valuable, providing adversaries not only economic and research and development. See how they threw in research and development? I told you CHIPS Act was thrown in here because remember, CHIPS Act, everything in CHIPS Act was research and development. They probably had about 5,000 words in the CHIPS Act law that said research and development. Benefits, but also useful counterintelligence information. Who at the counter? AI? AI standing at a counter. Huh? As hostile intelligence. So you got AI and then you have the hostile intelligences. The hostile intelligence service can use vulnerabilities gleaned for such data to target and blackmail individuals. They got 7 right here next to it. Only 7 individuals are all United States citizens. Who they trying to protect? Huh? And then look, here's the mitre, the meter, the meter of it all, your metric, your metri. Non-governmental experts have underscored these risks. For example, a recent study by the Mitri Corporation, I need to look them up, but not right now, summarized open source reporting. Open source. Open source was a word that I heard for the first time by, what's his name? Rambo Nefus. That's Savon Bomar. I heard him the other day on there talking. I like to go around and listen. I don't listen as long as I used to. But he was over there talking about, people watch movies and they'll take on roles. President took on, he watched movies. Just imagine, what's his name? Elon Musk, he watched movies. He grew up and he watched movies. And he's saying like he's excluded from that. Ain't nobody can remember very well when American Gods came out. He was watching every episode of American Gods and he swore that the guy in American Gods, that guy supposedly looked like him, was him. Huh? Are you a hostile actor? I didn't hear the word. My point is, I did not hear the word open source until the first time I heard it was through Nefa. Rambo Nefa. Rambo Nefis. But look, they got here. Open source. Let's go back. Non-governmental experts. Who are the non-governmental? Those in the community who they are experts on certain things. The Bill Carsons. What's his name? All those are considered experts, non-governmental experts, have underscored these risks. For example, a recent study by the Mitre Corporation summarized open source reporting, highlighting the threat of blackmail, coercion, identification of high-risk government. Yeah, when nobody believed me when I said, yeah, there was a lot of coercion going on in that room. And I got laughed at, talked about in the chats and stuff. Never been believed till this day. Whether people believe me or not don't even matter now. When I realize I don't have to prove nothing, because whatever is the truth is going to come to the light. The truth never changed. So I don't have to prove nothing. Now, half of these people are going to understand what these words mean. Blackmail, coercion, identification of high risk. That's because you're going to be left behind because you're going to accept the mark of the beast because you don't want to wake up. Identification of high risk government personnel and sensitive locations, improved targeted. Martin Luther King said, well, there will come a day when we will not be judged by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. Jesse, I don't believe this. I wasn't supposed to say that. Only God can judge us by how is they going to judge us by the content of our character? Only God knows your soul. I didn't want to read that, but they were standing there with guns in my side, and they said, I better read every single word in there, and they would have changed up what I wrote. What are they talking about? It don't matter. When I get my rainbow coalition going, it'll be all right. So you don't have to worry about it. Rainbow? What you mean now, rainbow? Coalition. I'm not with that either. What's going on here? Oh, you ain't with it? All right, bang, bang. Bang. My bad. Bad acting. I'm not being a hostile actor. I'm just acting. So, blackmail, coercion, identification of high-risk government personnel at sensitive locations, and improved targeting of offensive cyber operations and network exploitation posed by hostile actors. Access to Americans' data derived from advertising technology. The development of artificial intelligence, high performance computing, big data, huh? You ain't no use a little data or big data. I read a part in the scripture where somebody was picking, they said, my finger is bigger than my father's loin. He said, my little finger, I think it was God. God said, my little finger is bigger than your father's loin. That was Second Corona, because I'm not making it up. Second Corona's big data, huh? Analytics and other advanced technological capabilities by countries of concern. Look at the date they got here. Look, intelligence after next January 14, 2023. Now, they was looking at this 2023, January 14th. Is this the anniversary coming up? They want to make sure modern life, the fabric of modern life get changed up a year later at the anniversary. What, after the 9th? Who had something to do with a Christian Hazel, a Christian Hazel rig? I could keep on. Let me not get so into, because I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying. Look. More places. Now, I was thinking about the word academic, right? And what came to me with academic is, if you take abracadabra, what's left in the middle is the cad. So abra on one side, it's abra, and then uh, ra, ba, and in the middle, it's the cad. And then, but everything that has to do with sleep deprivation of the light mind comes through academics. The cad, uh, the catalyst. They put a T, but it's all the same. Huh? That was just one of those little things that just came to me on today. As a matter of fact, I had wrote it over here on the side. I was like, oh, the CAD. Okay. Countries of concern can also exploit their access to government related data, regardless of the volume, to threaten United States national security. One academic study explained that foreign, and they have F in brackets, uh, and the malign actors could use location data sets to stalk and to track high profile military and political targets, revealing sensitive locations, such as visits to place of worship, a gambling venue, a health clinic, a gay bar, which again could be used for profiling, coercion, blackmail, and other purposes. Well, that means you ain't doing right. If you worried about where you going, huh? And you worried about being blackmailed, this like Biden them trying to cover their behind ahead of time. Huh? If you do it living right, you ain't gotta worry about being blackmailed. Profiling. What would you if see, I ain't even for to say that. I ain't even to say that about Rainbow Coalition. Obviously, those all that flying colorful flags and anti-Semitism and all the laws that they talk about that they have passed was a lie. See, I told y'all. What's her name? Kamala Harris got up there talking about they stand for, they passing it. They still in office, so there's the target. Yeah, of course there's a target. Of course, because it's not natural. It's not natural. They not worried. I'm telling you, they doing a protection. This look like they just believe me when I tell you. Look at the amount. Look at the people. 3.6 billion people. There go the data brokers. Remember, I was talking about the brokers the other day. There's the commercial. There's the law. There's the advertising and your real ID. All this movement profiles have to do with them marking you up and waiting for the mark for them to come around and stamp you with something. The stamp is already in your phone. The stamp is already on anything that you use that has IT, information technology. Look at this wide range, black market, bank accounts, hotels, booking flights, passport images, location data. You think of something, it's going to come up in your phone. The bushel, they doing the gathering, the German installation. Look at that, nuclear weapons. Look at all these words, bunkers, Ukraine. Look at this, huh? Oh, don't get all scared up, huh? If you live it right, fitness data, the fitness app, Strava gives away location of Biden, Trump, and other leaders. But they want you to know where they at all times, don't they? What's the problem? See, this is a veil to what they really doing. Let me go ahead and just scroll on down to the bottom because I'm only on page 13 with all this mess right here. They done put the rules and regulations out. Look, look at this. 12 administered offices. I really want to get to the end because I want to show you how they, it's not about China. This is them actually being able to lift their fences. This is the reason why Trump them don't mind taking down the walls at the borders, the electric borders, the metal borders, is because they want to put up the GEO fence. And the GEO fence, this is the final rule to allow them to lift the fence. No? Okay. It's all kind of stuff in here. Fairs and carnivals and all kind of stuff. Here, let me type in 3 and show you this. Be ready. Be ready. 3, let's do 370. There you go. What's that, Grandma? This is every place in the United States so far. They may have more than this, but this is what they released to the people where they're going to put up their GEO fences. No, Grandma, that's not what it is. Yes, it is. Every place to target those individuals and areas. They only put 3.6 million or billion people, however many they put up in there in the United States. All this is United States, including Hawaii. No, Grandma. Okay, let me show you one of the first areas that this ain't the first area I researched. It's just one of the information that I put in. You could go in, highlight, and then go to Google Earth. Here we are at Google Earth. And I went over to this place in one of my lives, this Air Force base, in one of my streams years ago, because I was dumbfounded a little bit about the Jewish symbol there. Everglades, Headwaters, Wildlife. Look, all I did was take and highlight one of their geofenced locations and took it and came over here to Google Earth, and here we go. So that's one of them. But I did a stream about this location because when I saw that, where is it? Right there. I was like, why do they have it like that? All these symbols here on the Air Force Base that you could see from the sky. So this is one of their geofence locations. Okay, now this looks abandoned. Maybe, maybe not. But how much of this area is a geofence location? Is it all the way to the river? It explains square miles and stuff within the document. So let me just show you. Let me do it for you again. Here we go. Another geofence location. So let me take you over here and let's do. Let me do over here. I think this is based on the latitude there, the 35. That's like California somewhere. Let's see. Okay, copy. Go over here. Share this tab with you. Let's delete what I had here and go. Where is this going to take me? Okay, so we are now in New Mexico. So this is another geofenced location on their map. Arroyo Hondo, next to New Mexico State Government, Department of Homeland Security. Okay, the Golden Drinas. This is one of their areas of geo fencing. Let's see. Let's go over some more. Let's just have a little bit of fun with this. So now I'm gonna go back over here. This is just I don't know how many pages. Same document now. Same document. Let's see. Let's go into those are the 40s, the 33, 40 degrees. 33, 61. Let's do 61. What's 61? 61. Did I see a 60? Yeah, let's see 61. Where's that? Copy. Are you with me? Now let's go over here to Google Earth and let's see where else they geofencing. Alaska. Wasn't I just did a Alaskan build the other day through a short. I found pyramids in Alaska right near the ocean. And found something that I think is a fossil, you know. Um, but yeah, okay. So here in the land where President Trump says so much of Alaska is not surveyed. It's the only state that has so much unsurveyed land. Now, what's going on here in Taniana, Taniana? It's a geofenced area. I see elementary schools. I see what's that? A football stadium. Look at that. Wasilla Lake, geofenced. This is a geofenced area. All right, let's see, said the blind man. What else, geos? All this about your privacy now. Why they got, look at all these locations. I thought they would go state by state. Nope, they go in particular areas, particulate matters. Let's do the 28. 28 gonna take us back over here to the East Coast. It ain't no East Coast, West Coast. Not anymore. Here we go. Here. Let's go here. Let's check. And back to Texas. Oh, that's Texas. Look like ain't nothing going on here on this land. Must be military base. Oh, 4D Outfitters. What is this? Oh, it's the naval field. This is a military base. Okay, naval outlining field Goliad. Is that a letter A? What's going on here at the naval base? Oh, look at San Antonio. So they geo-fenced from here to there, huh? So that's enough. I just wanted to show this interesting document of geofencing and your personal information. Hmm? These are the codes. It's probably 666,000 codes right here. Uh, let's see the first on the list. Let me go to the first on the list. Let's do that. 150, 300. Look at that. 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 Let's go to number one area. See, I'm not making it up. See, it says geofenced areas. Your coordinates for the geofencing. What's the first one on the list? I'm going to go to the first one on the list and the last one. Wait a minute. It's not letting me. Oh, say you don't want to let me do the first one. Let's see. And come back over here. The first location on a geofencing is, who's the winner? Virginia. And it's right at a bridge. It's all these locations probably somewhere to be targeted. Look, a Jesus Christ or Latter-day Saints somewhere nearby. You type in Jesus Christ in the Federal Register, the only thing comes up is Latter-day Saints. Liberty Crossing Intelligence Campus. Look at that. Surgical Arts. Look, so the first place on the list is Virginia. And let's go to the last place on the list. The last place on the list, let's go. Let's just type in 372. Look, starting from page 344, over 30 pages of geofencing location coming from the star link. The link is a chain. The star link is a chain. It's a chain. It's not a Cuban link. It's a link like the links on a prisoner's chain. 370. Let's see. 370. Nope, it go further than 370. It's going to go all the way to 371 and then in, huh? Oh, yep. 372. Let's go. The last place on the list. Copy. Go back over here. Google. Hey, Google. Google. And Arizona. El Camino. Their soul. Look at that. The last place is about the sun. Q982 plus 3 pixel. 3 pixel. Camino del Sol. The soul. Wow. So the first place is Virginia, and the last place on their geofencing list has the word soul in it. Ain't that something? And they dated this December 26th. They've been planning this for years, but they were supposed to release this on the 26th. They waiting till the funeral where everything gonna be half-staffed. Half-staffed. Every flag all over the world where United States flags is supposed to be half-staffed for 30 days. Half-staff mean you have the right to come on in and do whatever it is you need to do. This just Biden giving permission. That's all this is. Biden, he trying to make sure. I told y'all what's her name? Jill gave Trump the googly eyes. That was the first war. She's sitting there looking at him. I'm talking about if looks can say, let's strip. That's the look she was giving him over there in Notre Dame. Huh? And then now I did a live, I did a short and I took it down. I did a short and I took it down. But I'm gonna talk about the short that I did. I put up a short in regards to Joe Biden, right? And I said, now how come Prime Minister Modi, they United States called Prime Minister Modi the boss. I don't understand why he's not on this list. Huh? Prime Minister Modi got something up his sleeve, huh? When they came over here to the United States and she catered to him, I'm talking about they was holding him up and she was catered to him to the point where dinner time, everybody had to eat whatever prime minister they didn't have no special like it say was so people who want chicken could get chicken, people who want um fish could get fish, whatever prime minister Modi wanted on that menu, that's what was on the menu, nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. They was holding him up and holding his hand like he was part of in a relationship with them. Now he gonna give her that $20,000 diamond or $200,000, however many thousands this diamond is to go in her Smithsonian crack, huh? Because he is a man that's purposeful. He don't do stuff like that without an intention. The same way he built that coffin over there in that temple, that coffin about 50 feet long, y'all. Ain't nobody did the research. That coffin he got over there in that temple. When he came here, they laid out the carpet for him. Looked like way more than I seen in anybody that came over on in history. They didn't do that much when Queen Elizabeth. Uh Biden coming to join you, honey. They didn't do that much when she came over. So it looked like Biden on the way out the door and he putting down ownership because countries, certain particular countries, you give a woman a bracelet. A bracelet is a sign of link, a sign of ownership, a sign of slavery. And he got his own wife that he don't pay no attention to. His own wife was fighting to try to be free just to have her name freed from him. A man don't see about his own wife and doing that much for another woman, some other man's wife. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. And then you think Biden thinking in the frame, the type of mind that he have right now, he's in his in and out state of dementia. You think he finna go down without a fight? You think he just gonna hand over the nation and talk about he did all that work? More than any man in history. Every time he got up, he said it 2 or 3 times. He made sure every time he spoke, he said, I did what no person in history. What is this stuff he hasn't done to no person in history? And let's finish the job because he ain't finished the job yet. He been speaking, finished the job. And now he got this whole list of GEO fencing out. To match up with Starlink. Talking about, what's his name? Elon been working all sides. He been working all sides. And if he don't work all sides, he gets somebody to working with him. Because sure enough, if Biden and Kamala them don't like Elon like that, they sure like Prime Minister Modi. And Prime Minister Modi is the second, supposedly, United States call him the boss, the second in technology advancements in the world. Yes, you didn't know that? You haven't been studying to show thyself approved. They had so much technology when they went to Egypt to show off their stealth planes and stuff and their trains and all that and their um AI development and all that. That's just Prime Minister Modi alone. They look like they live poor. We think they just because they don't put on deodorant and stuff and the odors and all that type of stuff because they don't believe in nah, they up there in advancement. Huh? That's why most of them over here is your doctors. Every time you go, you gonna see a Patel somewhere. The doctor that did most of the doctors that worked my daughter's heart when my daughter was born, she had to automatically get her heart um situated so that it can pump because what side of your heart is born on your the side your heart is on. Mad Cat, or my daughter's heart is on the other side. Huh? And these different defects that she had, all of the specialists were Prime Minister Modi related. Yeah, they were. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Look at the layout of all the beings that are taking positions uh, right now, standing next to Trump. They all Prime Minister Modi related. I don't know how that came into the fact. I just wonder why he ain't on this list. They got Cuba. Let me show you. Let me type in Control F. Let's see. Let's see China. They talking about China 76 times in this document. 76 times in this document. They talking about China, People's Republic over China, the sensitive location, gay bars, blackmail, your ID, we is worried, soldiers and intelligence, contract brokers and all, German installation. Let's see how many times they talk about Russia. Let's see how many times they talk about Russia. Oh, I put Croatia. Let's put Russia. How many times they talk about Russia? Russia only get it 36 times. How many times they mention North Korea? North Korea. 15. Only 15 times. How many times they mention Cuba? Look, Falun Gong religious movement. They talking about religious movements and all. What did I say? Cuba? Cuba. Cuba get it 15 times. Cuba get it 15 times. That's enough of that. Now let's see how the holy tablets match up with the other side of Tiamat, huh? The earth, the planet Earth. They dealing with the other side because the geofencing that they're doing is not physical fencing. It's not a physical, they ain't even concerned no more about putting up a metal wall, a brick wall, an iron wall, none of that, huh? They putting it over your dome, over your head, geo fencing, and all those locations that I just showed and scrolled through. So here we are. Tablet 38, the other side of Tiamat, the planet Earth. 19 times 3. No, I'm going to go where I left off. I didn't read the stuff. That's where I stopped. The stumbling blocks and stepping stones. Tablet 37. Stumbling block and stepping stones. 19 times 1 equals 19. And I'll put it here so you can read along with me if you choose. Lo, you mortals must watch your mind very carefully. Be vigilant. Be on alert. Don't allow the waves of irritability, jealousy, hatred, and lust disturb you. These evil waves are enemies of peaceful living. Meditation and wisdom, the obstacles and stumbling blocks on the path of righteousness, you could easily overcome once an intelligent and comprehensive understanding of them has been reached. One should always bear in mind that failures are but stepping stones to success. One must train the mind properly and not be discouraged. For the journey to perfection was never completed through one shadow hour, which you call night. Tablet 38, the other side of Tiamat, the planet Earth. 19 times 3 equals 57. Lo, you mortals have no knowledge of what exists on the other side of the planet, which you call Earth. One reason is because most of you don't care about anything except what is in your immediate presence. This is one of the bad qualities that you mortals carry. Existence in the physical body is but a flash of a life in the life of a soul. The brevity of earthly life becomes more apparent the older a person gets. As the seeker progresses on a path of righteousness, he or she begins to realize that all existence is a spiritual experience. The only purpose of moving in and out of physical bodies is to advance toward perfection. Death is simply another spiritual experience or phase through which the soul passes. It is also a sickness that can and will be cured. During that period of transition, referred to as death, the body ceases to perform the life functions. It's sick. The physical body is of the gross earth planet plane, for it comes from and is composed of the elements of the earth. So the cure is also here. True age should be 120 years of earth time for this body. Genesis 6:3. Bad food, air, water, and thinking is why it ends before 120 years. Having served its purpose, it returns to the earth. But when and how one dies is the key. Even God or Yahweh or Anu has a time. For it says, each day to the Lord Yahweh is like 1,000 years. Psalms 94:2 uses the word Eleph for 1,000. And Peter's 3:8, which uses the Greek word kilioi or kiloi for 1,000, and the word Kyrios for Lord or Master, Kyrios. And also the Quran 32:5, which uses the Syriac Arabic word Alf. Y'all remember that show for 1,000. So he does have time. 1,000 years is one day to God, but he had he too has a lifespan as the beginning and the ending. The soul separates to exist on other planes. Earthly existence is but a fraction of the experience of the soul. Every person has three bodies: the physical body, the astral body, and the casual body. Oh, the causal body. The causal. His or her own trinity. The physical body is also called the food sheath, for it is composed of what is eaten. And at the end of life, it returns to the food cycle. The astral body is composed of the vital sheath, which contains all the energy, the mental sheath, which contains all emotions and desires, and its lifespan is 1,000 years, as the Lord or Lords Allahu. And the intellectual sheath, which performs the functions of analyzing and thinking, or analyzing the thinking. The causal body, I could say casual, the causal body is made up of bliss sheath, for its nature is pure bliss. The astral body, which interpenetrates and extends 6 to 8 inches beyond the physical body, where it is frequently called the hala or aura, or the hallelujah. The physical body is the vehicle of the astral and casual bodies, while the soul is to incarnate on earth in order to learn the lesser. When death comes, the astral body with the ether, the mind, memories, past impressions or thought waves, and the senses, which all exist in the astral body, separate from the physical body. They move out of the earth's plane to higher planes, not merely a higher place, but also to higher levels of vibration, where other types of knowledge are gained. When death actually occurs, the soul, accompanied by the astral body, departs from the physical body to spare its 1,000-year life. It travels to different planes according to its gadur, meaning faith. The results of good gadur may be the enjoyment of heavenly surroundings, while negative gadur earns unpleasant experiences beyond the physical plane. After leaving physical life, the soul experiences corresponds to the afterlife, or he or she has to come to expect. The soul travels to a plane that is most influenced by the last thought prior to death, which is determined by the types of thought which predominate throughout a person's life. There can be no doubt that heaven and hell exist, both here and elsewhere, although these are as much as state of mind as solid reality. An inocide who has been selfish, greedy, or brutal in his or her dealings with his or her fellows will exist on a lower plane where they must face the memory and the gadur effect of those deeds. One who has lived a virtuous life travels to a higher plane, to other planets, where the soul will have but to think of that which it wants, and its desire will automatically manifest from his or her thoughts. But those who have transcended the idea of heaven rewards, who overstands the nature of birth and rebirth, and no longer wishes to partake of the endless round of material pleasures and pains, travel to even higher planes, on to other worlds, where everything is of a pure and lighter vibration. There is still pleasure, for these souls will have accumulated much agreeable gadur, but the experience is a learning one. This is the workings of the mind. This is how it is recorded, and this is how it will be. Now, I can go into the seed of Nahash, but I'm not. I just wanted to go into this part about and finish out the living soul, which I really feel like I want to read it all over again. This is indeed my most favorite book in the tablets, or my most favorite tablet in the book. And so there are those who don't believe in the transition of the soul or an afterlife, but you go to sleep. Now, what happens at an unconscious state of what could be considered death and what happens when you dream are two different things. And that's based on, I'm speaking based on my experience, because each time that I had to be resuscitated or I was placed in an unconscious state during surgeries, I was in total darkness. I don't remember light. I don't remember. And before being resuscitated and brought back, all I remember is straight darkness. But I have sleep apnea, and it has nothing to do with my weight. When I've been snoring and dealing with sleep apnea when I was so skinny that I was called Ethiopia in school. And even in when I'm plus size or fat. So um I stopped breathing in my sleep. And that has been ever since I was a child. And I've had the sleep test studies, and I could go periods of 2 minutes or beyond without breathing. but that's usually when I'm traveling in my dream state. So if at the moment that I'm in the midst of a sleep apnea and I'm already traveling, if I don't catch my breath, will I continue traveling in that state that I'm in? I'm so glad that I have never had nightmares. I haven't had nightmares. I've never dreamt of a monster. I always say this. I never dreamt of monsters, and I've never had a nightmare. I've had certain dreams that catch me, and I may get startled, but no nightmares, monsters, and demons and all that. So I'm so glad I haven't experienced um dreams like that. But I was just explaining based on my experience the state that I have been in bef- when I have had induced um, unconsciousness so that they can perform surgeries on me. And I have had numerous. So I've been cut open 6 times, three for my births because I don't dilate. My bones did not control, and that's something within our bloodline. Um, and then the surgery, I had the gallbladder removal, I had a hernia repair, I had a bowel obstruction repair. No, so that's 7 times, 7 surgeries because I had 2 bowel obstruction repairs, gallbladder removal, and hernia repair. And each time I had to be resuscitated. The only surgery that I was awake for, but kind of passed out because they had to give me a blood transfusion, was my daughters. So those 2 surgeries I was awake for. But I did pass out with my first daughter after they let me see her, and then her father took her, and he didn't even want to wait he helped undo the umbilical cord, cut her umbilical cord, and then he was like going to run out and show the world. I kind of passed out there. But other than that, the other two, three, 4 surgeries, I had to be resuscitated. And all I remember is darkness. All right. So that's gonna be all. And again, the purpose of me showing this document here is again not about fear, it's about preparation. It's showing you that the scriptures and all wherever the scriptures are located all over the land in different languages in different formats, and they all speak of the same thing. It's being played out. The government of the United States and these different beings, they believe in the scripture and the uh religions way more than a lot of people who were raised in different religions and churches do, because they following it to a T, you know. And for me, again, there's just an excitement for me in knowing that God is keeping his promises to me, because that's all this is showing me. Everything that I see that aligns with scripture is a promise being kept. Greater light, Mad Catter. If I only knew who you were, Mad Catter. All right. Every now and then I come up with it and I be like, greater light, greater light. And let me close out. I'm going to close out with, what am I? Favorite of the song that I wrote. You know, when these AI songs, I write the words, and sometimes it takes at least 10, 15 takes for me to find the right song. I have to go in and adjust. I say, no, I'd like a jazz tone with a Congo drum, and and I just switch up the beat to get, because that's all I really use artificial intelligence for when I write these songs. I write the songs. They don't help me write the songs out. I use it for the beat, to make the beat for me. And the list of songs that I have, I know when they're right, when my grandchildren love the playlist. When it ain't right, and my granddaughter, she'll listen to it, and I won't hear her sing it no more. But when they get up and they start dancing and singing, I know. Like, yep, that you did good, Pseudo. So let me go ahead and close out with the song for the day, Greater Light.
We're going back into no thing. In the beginning before the glow thing. To an end that you promised to me, though. I'm not guilty by all their reasons. Insanity and innocent in all seasons. But listen, no, I'm not guilty by all the reasons. I'm innocent in all seasons. Oh, I am the beginning of mother's love. Before the wombs and mothers of, I still don't know. You are going to return all love back to me. All to me, all of me. Return my love back to me. Oh, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Love myself back to me. Oh, I know you never in a moment forsook me. So I say, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Love myself, bring it all back to me. I know you never in a moment forsook me. Keep your promise you made to me, so every tongue can confess and every daughter on bended knees. Oh yeah, love myself back to the knees. Love myself, but that be those in denial. Confess those who are rebels. Confess those in bed with the deceiver, innocent love unbridled. Confess on bended knees. Before you inherit your kingdom peace, be born again and reject the mark of the beast. 33 years he's been a-coming. You've been waiting on his a-coming. Now you can hold me, though. It may be too late and you've already chosen, so I won't hold you in this rhythm, though. Oh, you inherit your kingdom peace, be born again and reject the mark of the beast. 33 years he's been a-coming. You've been waiting on his a-coming. Now you can hold me, no. It may be too late and you've already chosen, so I won't.
For the new self who is being created, to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created you. The people who walk darkness will see a great light. Those who live in a dark land, the light will shine on them.
God's promise, 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 promise. God's promise, 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 promise. God's mind is my mind is light. I'm in always reflecting his sight. Always I acknowledge, no knowledge, no courage. Ooh, God, you promised that great day will come. Yes, God, you promised that I will see my son. You promised that he is by your side, and nothing can separate this love inside. No masters, no doctors can prescribe ways in my calling. Only his